I once read a philosopher said that change is the only constant in life. There's no way in getting around change. It's very necessary, and it's a process that we all go through every single day of our life. Change is here. The leaves change, the weather changes, the temperature changes, price changes. Our cost of living is always changing. And it's very necessary, and it can also be very hard at times. It can be great and rewarding, but I guess it's how you look at it. It's your perspective. So let's say you're graduating high school, you're going to college, that's a change. It's a transition. Or going from being an only child to maybe having a baby brother or sister, that's a change. You're getting married, you're changing careers, you're changing. It's all around us and it's happening all day, every day. But sometimes the process of changing can be a challenge. Again, it's about your perspective. I'm currently changing, and I'm curious how other people view change, because it's not always pleasant. In my present moment, this change is uncomfortable for me, and it is very overwhelming. However, I am up for the challenge because I know that change brings about something different. And it's not necessarily good or bad, it's just something different. It's something new, something that has maybe never happened before, but it's something to look forward to. I think we identify change as being something negative only when we have become too comfortable. Again, perspective, right? I've changed over the years. I've changed my hair a few times. I've changed my eating habits. I've been vegetarian, then vegan, and then pescatarian, then back to eating meat, to pescatarian, back to no meat, mostly raw. So I've changed my eating habits. I've changed jobs. I've changed friends. I've changed my attitude. Well, my attitude changes daily. I am very moody, and that is not necessarily good or bad either. It's just different. Your moods are, anyway, that's a whole different conversation. I've changed my beliefs, just like some people change, your TV shows that they watch, your preferences, your clothes, your cars, etc., etc., etc. We're always changing. Right now, I am changing my life. Another quote I heard, I think it was Bob Proctor, and I think he got it from somebody else. I don't remember, but I remember the quote, or what he said was, in order to change your life, you have to change your life. In order to change your life, you have to change your life. And that simply means if you want something different in your life, if you want your life to look different or other than what it currently looks like, you got to do something to make it different. You have to spark that change. Whatever you don't like, change it. We have the power to change it. For example, if you don't like your wardrobe, start putting pieces together to change how you look. Buy something different, hire a stylist, ask your friends. If you want a different car, start saving your money, or go talk to someone at the dealership, get online and start researching. If you want to change your careers, take a class, go back to school, get a certificate, or talk about, promotions to your supervisor. there are steps you have to take in order for change to happen. Because whether we like it or not, life is going to be changing with or without our consent. So the question is, what do you want your life to look like? Well, that's a question I ask myself. What do I want my life to look like? And what do I need to do to get it there? What do I need to change? And so when I first asked myself that question years ago, my answer was always, I don't know. I don't know. But how can you want a change if you don't know what you want? That's just like going to a restaurant and saying, "Hey, I want something to eat." The waiter's going to look at you and say, "Okay, what do you want?" And you say, "I don't know." Well, how can the waiter bring you what you need or what you want? How can I know exactly? How can I spark the change if I don't know what I'm trying to change? And so for the longest, I didn't know what change looked like for me. So I had to reflect, and I had to reevaluate, and I had to have hard conversations with myself. I had to see and feel what Shalonda really wanted. And so that's what started this journey of self-discovery. And I will say that this journey is something else. It really is something else. It's scary, it's exciting, but so in a nutshell, I went from being a kid to being a teen mom. You know, I had my daughter, my first child, when I was 17, and then at 19 I had my second child, and then I had my third child in my 20s, and then I got married. And so I've been acting in the role of mother, wife, sister, cousin, friend, employee, etc., etc. And I lost myself. Or what shall I say, I never discovered myself. Because during the years that most people are finding themselves and figuring out what they like and what they don't like, I was already working full time and being a mother and being a wife full time. I didn't take time for me. I didn't take time to learn what I liked and what I didn't like. I thought that I did, or I thought that I was okay. But now that my roles have changed, like my youngest child is he'll be 17 this year. He'll be graduating high school next year. So they don't totally depend on me anymore. So I don't have to dedicate as much time to my children as I used to. And because I don't have to do that anymore, that leaves me a lot of time with, what do I do? What now? So I'm discovering and I'm learning who Shalonda really is outside of those roles. And we all have roles that we play, or that we are. Those are roles. Those are titles that we wear. But who you are as a person up under all of that, I couldn't tell you. So I'm learning that right now. And again, it's been a roller coaster because I didn't know what to expect. But I had to first change who I thought I was supposed to be. And I had to drop those expectations of what other people had of me, being so responsible and being in control and being the go-to person. I had to accept that I needed a change. I didn't want to wear all these hats anymore, or maybe not wear them in the same capacity that I've always warn them. And just because something has always been a certain way doesn't mean it has to remain that way in that capacity. So I'll always be a mother, but I don't have the same responsibility. And I'll always be a daughter. I just don't have the same responsibilities or the same actions. You know what I mean? I'm sure you know what I mean. So right now, as I'm changing my life, I'm changing how I treat myself first and foremost. And with that, I'm changing how I allow other people to treat me. I'm changing how I handle stress. I'm changing how I manage my physical health and my mental health. I'm changing all around. And it's going to look different for each and every one of us. I'm curious to what you need to change in your life. Do you want to change anything? Or what are you afraid to change? What do you not want to change and why? Leave a comment and let me know how you feel about change. But until next time, be well.